All right, heading in for the evening, essentially just scouting, but in hopes I turn something up. I want to be able to hunt it tonight, but my guess is I'll be in a tree. If not, then hopefully I'll find some good intel and got a good little workout in. Have a deer run. It rained hard Monday into Monday night. Today's Wednesday and there's fresh tracks in it, so that's a good one. So I think ultimately I'm gonna go back and hunt that first run I found, but I found another one right here that's got my interest. And it's kind of a faint run that comes out from over there. It kind of runs down this finger. Over here, there's a real steep ravine, and there's a brook running down it. And over here, it drops right off. So I'm kind of thinking this tree, because you'd be able to see down into there, and then there's a trail coming up this way, and then you'll be able to shoot this way towards this run. I have a camera with me. I might leave right here, see what's cruising through. I'm trying to learn this new, it's not a new piece to me, but it's a different side of the woods, a way different side of the woods. And there's a cherry tree right there. There's a few cherries up there that we're dropping, so. But that run back there, I mean, granted it all could be at nighttime, but you know, I'm just in here looking for a doe or something, so that's, I think, my best odds. But I am gonna place that camera here, and then I'll go down and get set up down there for the evening. All right, all set up on the ground again, but it's the only spot I could find. I didn't want to get above the canopy super low. I didn't want to get up into that and reduce my shooting lanes, but I basically have, if I sit right here, I can watch the run coming up over the bank, the other end of the run coming down through here. I have a 23-yard shot in front of me. There's also a couple runs that go through there, so I can kind of sit in one spot and just kind of swivel my head. I don't have to make a lot of movement. See what we run into. All right, it is Saturday the 23rd of September, about 10 after 4 in the morning, heading out for the morning hunt. Did a couple hunts this week, did some scouting. I really didn't have a good evening spot. All the food sources had shifted, and I spent last night putting some miles on, and I found some really good sign, found some oak stands and scrapes and all kinds of good signs, so be hunting that in the evenings. But I'm gonna go back in where I got busted last weekend, kind of learn the spot a little bit more, so gonna set up overlooking one of those runs and hope something comes through on the way back to bed. Real close this morning. I set up that same in that same area that the doe busted me last week, and she came through again, but she didn't come through where she busted me. She kind of did some funky thing and went way up and around a bank, and so I went over there, and there is a runway through there, multiple sets of tracks in it. If she does the same thing in the morning, she's dead, because I just have to make that little adjustment. I ended up getting drawn back on her. I didn't know the range. I knew it was north of 30, pushing 40, ended up being 38. I don't really like anything past 35. I probably could have shot if I was more prepared and she was maybe broadside, but she was walking. I had a window between two hemlocks, that she was in briefly and she was quartering away, and I didn't feel comfortable with it, so I didn't shoot. Because in the back of my head, I'm at full draw thinking, like, if I just make this little adjustment in the morning, she's done. So I went over there, looked around, and found a tree I'll be able to find in the dark perfectly fine. So now I'm scouting. I kind of poked around in this area yesterday. I found a bunch of oaks, bunch of fresh feeding sign. I want to do a little more scouting. I have a camera that I'm probably going to put on a scrape on the outside of this cut that I found. Get to it. So I already doctored it up, but here's the scrape. It's got a hemlock and a beech. You can see that broken off from last year. And it's next to this old cut. And all these oaks are loaded. I already went in there yesterday, so I'm not going back in, but I took this way. I went all the way around and then came up this way through the open woods. I mean, that's for sure bedding in there. Then I found another scrape down over the hill. But I just gotta find somewhere to put that camera, and then I'm out. Not hunting tonight, but I'll be back in the tree in the morning. Should be in the chips. All right, running a little late this morning. It's kind of a dreary, rainy, drizzly, cloudy, humid morning. Type of morning you hate in May but love in September. I think it's gonna be a phenomenal morning of deer hunting. I gotta get suited up here and get set up in the tree and hope she does the same thing she did yesterday. It's Tuesday, the 26th, I believe. I hunted Saturday morning. I had to go into work Saturday for a little bit, and hunted Sunday morning, and got busted by a doe and a fawn. I wouldn't have shot either one of them anyways, but I think my thermal was pulling up the hill and they smelled it. Sunday afternoon, Jeremy came in with me and checked the spot out. I think it's going to be good for the rut. I just wanted to see his opinion on what he would do, and so I was good. And then ended up getting called into work Sunday at like 2 or 1:30 or something. Just as I was kind of getting ready to head into the woods, had a big tree come down and made a big mess, and didn't get out Sunday night. And then last night, I had to come in at 5 and pick up all the cones and barricades and stuff from that tree because they got the road opened up, and didn't get out last night. So tonight I'm going out, and tonight's gonna be my last night because I got to get stuff ready before the moose hunt. I don't want to be in a rush trying to take care of a deer in case I do get one. Going into the spot that I found, acorns dropping, bunch of fresh feeding sign. It's right next to this old cut, and there's a scrape right outside of it and everything. So if I get a deer tonight, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to have this video edited, and there's another video edited. If I don't get a deer tonight, I'll have 2 videos edited, the one you're watching now, and then one from last year, Massachusetts opening day of muzzleloader. I was tracking in there and got on a good buck, but I never caught up with him. But I don't know, the wind's switching all over the place. I've been standing here at the road trying to tell. I don't know, we're gonna see. Man, that was a bummer. Had 3 does come in. I didn't have a clear shot, and just the way I was set up, like, I just wasn't set up anticipating any movement from there. It's just one of those things. It's a new spot. I'm just hunting this fresh sign. That's all I'm doing this early season, is scouting, finding fresh sign, hunting it. And it's been working. I've been seeing deer, but there's 3. And the closest one I thought had moved off because it'd been so long. I didn't see it move off, but it's kind of in the dark, hemlocks, and it's hard to tell. It was getting towards last light. I thought they'd gone off, where I was never going to get a shot. Swung the bow back over the bridge, hung it up, and she must have saw it and took off, and then they all took off. I'm just happy. Every single hunt I've seen deer except one. It's a matter of time, but tonight was the last night till get done with the moose hunt. I think that'll do it for this video. Next stop, the Northeast Kingdom. Plenty of content coming from there. Just stuff I film that's not going to be included in the film. Probably do a couple podcasts and see you on the next one.